Hey, everybody, it's your host, Dr. Dana Martin. Here we are at the Sith Dominion podcast, and we have heck of a show for you tonight. Man, that is really bright. Hold on a second. It's a little better. Cameron, Debbie, and Zane. Welcome back, Zane. And welcome back, Cam and Deb, from the last few weeks. Zane, we're going to catch up with you first. How was your last couple weeks that you've been taking off and taking that vacation pay?
Yeah,
the
the
show.
vacation pay. Yeah, it's really good. It's been really well. Just took some time to go home. That's it. Well, and I
Yeah.
had a couple gigs come up, so
Yeah.
made a little bit of
Yeah.
money as well.
Yeah. Get that rent paid, boy. Heck yeah.
Always.
All that door dashing and gigging.
And it pays the bills.
Debbie, you're a little under the weather last week. You made it to our show last week, and now you're making it to our show again. But you got something big coming up this weekend, yeah?
Yeah, going to Indiana Comic Con. Gonna go see Mr. Hayden, Darth Vader himself, and we are also going to a panel with him and Rosario Ahsoka, live action Ahsoka. So we're looking forward to that.
That should be fun. I think she does a decent job. Yeah. Well, we'll leave that for another discussion. Cam, what are you up to besides trying to stir the pot in the chats with us on the side stuff? Always.
I finished the Dark Empire trilogy.
Yeah,
I give that. I'm gonna, as a whole, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I thought it was.
What's your favorite? Which one?
I mean, the first one's gonna be my favorite. I really just don't like the idea of Palpatine keep coming back, even when I feel like he had a good end at the first. And Dark Empire, like the first big book, I think that was a good. If it was just that story, I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But as a whole, 7 out of 10. It was all right. Better than Rise of Skywalker, which you could. I mean, that doesn't take very much.
-4. If you really get down to it, you're totally giving me the comic book dude vibes from Simpsons. There, like, sorry, man. Guy, but I get it. I mean, it. Yeah, we'll just.
I mean, that's what they adapted. So I mean, that's the only reason why I got to throw that dig in there.
So there's a couple of things I want to do for some shows in the future. One of which is going through, spending an episode going through some of these nuggets that are kind of or not, or maybe canon-ish, not anymore. Those things that are really cool. Like the series is really cool. I mean, 7 to 10. You're hard grader. So I'll take that. Yeah. But speaking of hard grading,
Let's go.
There's an article on geeknewsnow.net about the Acolyte trailer that dropped today, and I highly suggest you go read it. It really doesn't say anything because that's the way I felt when I wrote the article after watching the trailer. And we're not gonna talk about the trailer yet. We're gonna watch it first here in a minute. But once we watch that, we'll probably spend an hour and a half just destroying it. So, what else though is going on in the world of Star Wars? I want to say last week, right around the time we were going, there was some footage released of that out. What's it called? What's the new game? Outlander? Not Outlander.
Rogue Squadron?
No.
Oh, speaking of Star Wars games,
sorry.
Aspire, you should be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed of yourself for what you did to the classic collection of Battlefront and Battlefront 2.
I didn't buy them yet.
Is it that bad?
Do not waste your money.
What?
Do not waste your money. It was horrendous.
I saw it pop up on Steam, and I'm like,
yeah.
No.
Literally, I will loan you a PlayStation 2 with the original disc and play it. Do not play that garbage.
Well, the
originals,
they're on Steam.
Yeah, the originals are on Steam.
Or just do that too. But do not buy the classic collection. Aspire, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should also be ashamed of yourself too. It's garbage.
Gives you hope for KOTOR.
Unplayable.
Gives you hope for.
Is it really
KOTOR.
that bad? What is it? The playability? Is it the graphics? Like what is it? The gameplay? What is different? Are the dynamics different? Or like what's happening?
It's like, I mean, the multiplayer is unplayable. Like drop night or release night, there was like 3 active servers. I mean, it crashes. It's just not. I don't know. I refunded it after night 1. I'm refused to pay $35. And
So they
I
built
mean,
this up, right? I mean, especially the multiplayer piece. They built that up, and you're only gonna launch with 3 servers.
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Isn't it like some crazy 60 plus or something crazy amount of
Yeah,
people?
it's 60 gigabytes. 60 gigabytes to download.
For an old ass
20-year-old
game that's just retooled. Yeah.
Yeah, like with a little bit better textures. They changed minuscule stuff with like the loading screen. Like it's some weird. It's not the original. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. But it's just garbage, garbage, garbage.
Is it garbage?
Garbage.
See, I loved it though, man. Like I wanted to. Okay.
I think the campaign and stuff's still fine, but
Sure.
honestly, just play the 2005 release.
Give
on
it
Steam.
6 months, 8 months. Let them get everything tweaked.
Let them cook. Let them cook.
Let them cook it.
Yeah. That's how games are now. We got to pay $70
To let it get
better.
Cyberpunk, Halo Infinite, Overwatch,
I mean,
Destiny. Except for it's gotten worse.
That's the new world we live in, though, right? I mean, you don't just buy a game anymore. You can't, or it just doesn't work that way. And the days of asteroids are gone, where you pay $30 for a cartridge, and that's been gone for a long time. And then with the way things are going, and that's another discussion for the Dr. Dana Martin part. In our society, where we're not going to be owning anything, I mean, games are just going to be the same. You'll just not have any sort of physical tactile piece of anything to hold, which then means that you're paying subscriptions, or you're paying for more content. Oh, you can't play this with everyone because you don't have this map. That was the Halo thing that pissed me off. You had to buy the map pack if you wanted to play all the different modes of multiplayer. So no, I get you, man, and it's just nickel and diming the fans to death, isn't it? And according to you, for crap.
Just garbage.
Not crab, Dana. Garbage.
Garbage.
Man. Well, speaking of garbage, the Acolyte trailer dropped today. We're gonna see if we can't pull that up and play that. Yeah, how about that? That was I wrote that article a while back because I really was looking forward to it. I thought, you're giving it a Sithy, Sith Acolyte type name. This is going to be focused 100% Sithy stuff. And all the big name actors are friggin' Jedi. I don't want to see that crap. Don't make it like this hidden. Okay, never mind. We'll watch the thing first, and then I'll shut up. So give me a second. Oh, God. Oh, boy.
The room will be split on this one.
Oh yeah.
No, can we get like a boxing ring or something?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What? A what? I didn't.
Well, like 2v2 tag team WWE ring or something,
I see. All right, let me know if you guys can see that. Oh yeah, it looks good.
Oh, hey, buddy.
All right, here we go. All right, folks. I got this from Star Wars Z's YouTube channel.
Close your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you. We must not trust them. Tell me what comes into your mind.
Life. Balance. I see fire.
Someone is killing Jedi. It doesn't make sense.
What happened?
I sensed darkness.
good or bad. This is about power and who is allowed to use it.
What is that?
All right. What? I waited a year for this? No, that was ridiculous. Okay, the best part of the whole thing was when it ended. I mean, I wrote the I wrote the article trying to be what, man. I'm disappointed. I'm beyond disappointed. I'm upset. Now, hold on a second, because I know that's all we saw, right? We have a whole series to watch, but that's. I'm just gonna stop. What do you think, Zane? Tell me, because I think you might have felt differently. I can't hear you. Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Yeah, yay!
It leaves I think it leaves a lot to be obviously displayed in the show. However, I did like some of the overall kind of visual aspects of it. It showed someone who, when I first saw whoever this assassin is, or the maybe Acolyte itself, right? She reminded me of Mrs. Mar and that color palette, except for her eyes were shown, not her
Except
mouth.
for she had eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Function.
But what really is catching me is that ending. Whenever you see that cloud of red dust, it almost reminds me of a witch, some sort of witch. Maybe not Dathomirian, but I mean, in High Republic times, I can see it.
And I think they were alluding to what's her name, kind of being some sort of witch-ish, the Anissa Saya or whatever her name is. There,
She's a witch, but they're not Dathomir sisters.
yeah.
They're not Night Sisters.
But still very interesting, and I think it opens up a lot more doors to what the possibilities could be.
But this is precursor to Phantom Menace, right? I mean, by 200 years or whatever,
100 years.
100 years. Whatever. Cam, what do you think?
I kind of want to say my thoughts for last. We need we need some positivity. Debbie's got.
We need positivity. Okay,
we need positivity.
She's like, I have one positive thing.
One's better than
I'm getting to see Hayden this weekend. That's my positive.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I mean, I don't know what the hell you guys expected. This is going to be a murder mystery. The Sith in the show, I don't know if that's plural or not, but they're the underdogs, because in this era, the High Republic, they're extinct or thought to be extinct. So, yeah, I really don't know what the hell you guys were expecting, but yeah.
Okay, so 100 years prior, I mean, we're looking at Sheev and at least his, maybe not him because it's 100 years prior, but what's his name, Plagueis or who? Like you've got folks that are hidden that you could bring into this, and you didn't even allude to maybe bringing in someone like that. Like, come on,
he's not alive yet.
Plagueis, 100 years prior to.
He's not alive yet.
Tenebris should be alive. That's Plagueis' master.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Is barely canon.
Yeah,
barely canon. That's so dumb.
I mean,
he's mentioned in the freaking movie, man. Like,
they don't care about the movies, Dana.
I care about the movie.
I cares about the movies.
I agree with you, but I mean, I said this many podcasts ago, based off the comments made by the people involved in the show and the showrunner, and just everything about it leaves me with very meh expectations. I don't think anyone involved in this project likes Star Wars. They they like their own. I mean, Leslie Headland might a little bit, but just comments at the actors and actresses and Leslie Headland herself. I just
She's a
don't.
big fan of Star
Mhm,
Wars.
mhm,
I mean,
mhm.
I guess, but um, I think she wants to use the Star Wars world for things that she wants to do. And my question is that if the show's an acolyte, so we're assuming that this person or people in the show are going to be Sith, and in the Phantom Menace, I think, or Attack of the Clones, Yoda says Sith have not been seen for millennia,
Mhm.
right? They're thought to be in. If they appear in this show, I'm assuming everyone that we're seeing, like the big Jedi on the cliff and all that, they all have to die. And somehow, knowledge of this person with the red
Oh,
lightsaber does not get to back to Coruscant. I'm
good
assuming.
point.
Or is it a
So
Sith?
yeah, that too. I mean, I guess technically you don't have to. You can use
Man,
that
if it
lightsaber
looks
to
I
like
mean,
knock
if
a
it's a witch,
duck and
could be
quacks
some
like a
sort
duck,
of.
it's a Sith duck.
But I don't know. I just like I don't know. I guess it's the first trailer. We may have to wait, but where's the little green man who runs the Jedi Order at this point in time? I'd like to at least I don't know see him, but we're probably not going to, which probably would be a good thing. Um,
He was like. How do you not at least do a scan and pan real quick of like he's there. He's still he was grandmaster at 500 or whatever. How old
I
he
just
was?
I just don't know how this assassin girl is pulling up in what looks like a bar on a Jedi, and no, we're not. Something's not getting back to the order. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, Carrie Ann
I
Moss. Spoiler. Like she's only in one episode.
I don't know. I
I
guess
just
I
blew
I'm
open that, but you can find that on IMDb.
I'm just assuming that everyone that comes in contact with this potential is going to be
Otherwise, you're going to have to
Fight
retcon
scene,
that because
fight
he
scene.
said straight
Nope.
up, we haven't seen them in 1,000 years. You're exactly right. The
Don't
Sith have
retcon
not
it.
been seen in over a millennium. That's exactly what the quote is. So yeah, how
Don't
are they going to?
retcon it. Modern day Lucasfilm doesn't care for the prequels.
Do you think? I don't know. Listen, like I've created teams before, right? And when I have to let go of that team and let someone else take over that team, it's difficult. It's hard. That's your pride and joy that you've grown from infancy. So when Lucas hands that over, yes, I get it. People crucify Lucas over the first three unfairly, in my opinion. Always felt that way. Yeah, I didn't like some of the crap, but that's okay. It wasn't written for us. We've belabored that point. But I'm worried that even the one who gave us the holy one that gave us all this content initially is looking at this just what this is Star Wars. Like I just don't. I'm not feeling. I'm seeing Star Wars, right? I'm seeing what we have been seeing as Star Wars, but I'm not feeling Star Wars. And Debbie, I think you mentioned this on the last show. The excitement you had when you found out that everyone had signed for the sequels,
Mhm.
but we never had a single solitary scene with them all together.
Mhm.
What the like? What? They were inseparable, and whatever has happened, the point of all that was the rebellion did what it did because of their care and love and whatever for each other, and they stood by each other. Like that was the whole point. And now they're all nobody gives a crap. Well, I just don't think that's what the intention was, and until I can get Lucas on here to talk about it, I have to speculate. But what are your thoughts on
Spoiler
that?
alert.
Like when you put yourself in his shoes with what he built and what we know of what he's built and what he's said since. How do you feel his approach would be to seeing this trailer?
I don't know. I think fair. I think, and I mean, I'm kind of showing myself as a prime example of this. I think Star Wars fans are just really hard to please. My distaste with the franchise is mostly due to the most recent films.
Mhm.
I will preface that. I would love nothing more than for the Acolyte to be a great show. It's just track record has not giving me the most hope. But I don't know. I don't think that I would be interested to hear his thoughts. I wish he would have. I mean, ideally, probably never sold. It just kind of ends
Yeah.
with him. But obviously, it's bigger than that, and we've gotten more Star Wars content than
We have.
up in a long time. But honestly, I don't think he cares. I think he probably got such a bad taste in his mouth from seeing what they did with the sequels that he just better than.
Well, he
better
got a
than the
bad
rest.
taste in his mouth with the prequels because
Yeah,
of the
that's-
hate.
Yeah,
The hate that he got, he was just like, I don't give a fuck anymore. So
Yeah, I think that's why he sold. I think you're exactly right.
exactly,
Mhm.
the
That sounds
toxic fan base.
F you guys. Like, I've done everything for you and I'm done.
Exactly. So for whoever, you got exactly what you asked for.
There's an old band in the 80s, a hair band named Cinderella, and they had a great song. It was a number one. It was called Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone. We're going to spin that record right now and talk about George Lucas. I think dude's a great storyteller, man. And now you're pulling in people that don't have that same flame for the Star Wars. And yes, to your point, Debbie, I agree. Like, what's her name's? She's admitted, like, yeah, she loves Star Wars or whatever. Followed Star Wars for a while, but generally, what's happening in these shows, it's just frustrating that they're taking a page out of current stuff in the world between worlds, or let's multiverse this, or all the things, and now we're going to go back in time and try to make up a new story about something that happened a long time ago. Awesome, great, I love that stuff. Wait, how does this fit? You better do a great job connecting it, because I'm looking at this as a standalone, something that has nothing to do with anything I've seen already. Which
Exactly.
is fun.
It's not part of the Skywalker saga. It has nothing to do with the Skywalker saga. And I don't know if that's what people are pissed off about, because, they're like, oh, we need to get away from, that. Give us something new. And then when you do give them something new, then they're pissed off about that. So you know what? F you.
So if we look at Harry Potter, right? like what are you going to make a whole series without Harry Potter? Yeah, you are. Yeah. It doesn't do as well, but you do it, right? Fantastic Beasts and all that, whatever those things were in the prequel type things. But you still kept with the whole sense of what the story was. I don't know, man. I'm just very disenchanted the more we go along this pathway with Disney. And I've said it before. Yeah, I love the new content. I'm happy when we get new content. Don't misunderstand. But Debbie, yes, it's the Skywalker saga, damn it. Like, that's what it is. But I understand it's grown into something far greater than that. But anything that calls back to the Skywalkers in some form or fashion is something I really love. The exception is the Old Republic. And I think because it's so far removed from that time, that they could really be fresh, raw, and create these wonderful stories.
Oh, I agree.
Years,
I wish they would do Old Republic stuff, but
Just make it canon.
Just when you get your photo taken, lean into Hayden and say, you think you guys could work on something for the Old Republic? You got my vote of being somebody in that one, too. I
don't disagree with that. Damn, do a Darth Bane series.
Yeah.
Or movie, whatever. Yep. I'm all for that, but yeah, I don't know their reasoning behind that, why they haven't done that, because it would seem to be logical way to go, but then again, the fan base would probably tear it apart because they did, something a little different. It's Darth Bane, but oh my God, he never did that in the books.
Exactly.
I will say though, they must think this show is really, really good. Because have you seen the other series that are coming out in June? House of the Dragon, The Boys.
Oh, the boys.
I've heard that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I've heard that the Bear Show on Hulu is really good. I mean, I loved House of the Dragon season 1. And I read half the book, and I mean, from a ratings perspective, I mean, House of Dragon's probably just gonna crap on every other series.
But what was that, like 2 years ago they released that first season? Yeah.
But it was good though.
Yeah.
It was.
Yes, I will be planted on my couch for the month of June because I will be watching all of it.
I mean, that's the only reason why I think they'd be releasing it during this, because they're just like, this is going to be. I mean, they said Andor-like with terms of tone, so I mean, Andor was a little slow, but it was.
Andor was slow. I think Andor was not as slow though as Ahsoka. Ahsoka
That's true.
To me was.
That's because Rosario Dawson was sobbing half the series.
Oh my goodness. So one last question, and we'll pick this up. But the Acolyte, what is it? Each one will have an opportunity to answer here. What is it that you hope to see based on what you've seen already? Like, what is it that you kind of hope to see in the series as a whole? Anyone can start. I don't want
to. Dark, gritty. Yeah. I mean, there doesn't need to be a crap ton of Sith. I just want something. I mean, I would love to have a completely Sith show. Just all about the Sith. But yeah, I want it dark. I want it gritty.
Valid.
I agree. I think that 15-13 or whatever 13-15 video game trailer that 13, they had. That thing. Oh,
that was really good.
Look, folks, listen. If you,
I was disappointed when that got.
Yes. Look, the rebellion clapping at the end. That's this much of what happened in that war. Like it was tough. And yes, I think exploring that would actually help where we are currently. I'll just throw that out there for another time. Where we are currently as a society, being able to see what that looks like under real fascism, like you don't want that. But it would be fun to experience within the Star Wars universe. That was one of the cool things about the Galaxies show is you would have these factions of people working under Black Sun or whatever, like. But they're like real people, like this dirty and gritty underbelly of Star Wars that they talk about, but they never show. Pirates, the Poe Dameron, runner of spice, all that stuff. Like they don't really go into detail. Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack that, but you're exactly right. What do you think, Zane? Cam?
Yeah. For me personally, I'm pretty easy to please. I just want to see some really good choreographed fight scenes. That's all I've been missing. Because
the 12 she's a big fan of. Hold on, because I wrote it. See, I typed up the whole thing.
You.
Hold on.
Zane, did you? I didn't even read it. And Debbie has notes.
Wait, your article?
No, she has some notes for the show or something, and you didn't even read the outline, dude. Like
I am right now.
So she has favorite martial art sagas. So this is kind of a love letter to that. Plus, she's a big fan of the originals. I don't think she was a big fan of the prequels, but she loves.
Give me some Jackie Chan.
She loves EU.
Nice.
So there is some. She says there's some EU in here. Now I don't know what. Maybe some. Of course, I don't know how this relates to Bane. I don't know where he is in the timeline, but maybe some mention of Bane.
Sure.
Or whoever.
I saw an article that was referring after watching it. Their take was perhaps a Sith acolyte or an acolyte of sorts trying to gain the attention of a Sith Lord, and that maybe there is a Bane or a whatever that is in the shadows that this individual is wreaking havoc to gain its attention. That would be an interesting take, and if that happens, I can't believe that was true, but interesting take.
Yeah,
Dan?
I mean,
go ahead.
I don't know if that's where that's going, but that's what she said. She's got a couple of EU things in there, so we'll see.
I was about to tell Josiah, hello, Josiah, welcome to the show. No one's lost their mind completely yet, so you're good.
Yeah.
I watched that clip like on YouTube where you were, Josiah, thank you. You're like, yeah, Dana, go. that was awesome. That was fun. No, you're absolutely right. Debbie and Cam, I think we need to get your take there.
I mean, I agree with Debbie. I'm a big fan of some dark, gritty, but I just like it to make sense. And
Zane, I know you played SWTOR, Old Republic. Did either of you two play that multiplayer online game? Yeah, you did.
I have with Josiah.
So one of the cool things
I attempted
is the ability to make choices, right, that impact you, but then also impact the game further along. So one of the instances of this, if you don't know about the Old Republic, it's a fantastic multiplayer online multiplayer game. You could make a decision. There could be two people fighting, right? Over, you owe me money or whatever, and you can choose to intervene. And when you intervene, what are you going to do? Are you going to help the dude that's beating up the guy, or are you going to give money on behalf of the guy? Whatever. Like later on in the game, like this dude's dead on the side, and it's because you gave him money that it's that intricate. And BioWare, right? Yeah, BioWare, freaking amazing, phenomenal job. Are they still making that game though?
Yeah, they
had changed hands, I thought.
It's owned by EA.
EA
BioWare owns EA. However, they're still. I mean, I know, I guess it was 4 years ago, maybe they released Legacy of the Sith, but they've slowly been releasing more and more story missions for that.
Mm-hmm. So, and the point of that is the content, right? If you've played it through, there are some really dark moments in that game that I loved as an adult, like as a 20, 30-year-old adult playing this game. It is that old. I was playing it, I think, right when Zane was born. So it's an old game, but man, it is still going good. But it's because of that, right? It's not your picturesque, yay, everybody clapping and the Ewoks are dancing and banging on the head. Those are helmets of people they're banging on. How they got those helmets, right? They eat people. They're Ewoks. They eat people. Sorry, I digress. Cam, what are you most looking forward to or hope that you see in the series?
I mean, dark, gritty, really good action sequences. I think the choreography in the trailer, with how little there was, I don't know, I'm not a big 90s Power Rangers choreography fan, but maybe as we keep going along, maybe Debbie can lighten me up, but I am hard to please. But
man, I like that. I like that comparison.
But I want it to be good. If I'm going to pay money, they should be able to hear. If I'm going to pay money for something, they're going to hear my opinion on it.
Yeah. What is this? Sweaters contractually not able to be cut from source. Josiah, show me your source.
He's the source.
If that's true, that's amazing and that's wonderful.
They better
Because
not.
that game, I do pick it up. And Zane will like once every year and a half, we'll play for a little while. Like I'll bring my old characters out from the dust and play with them. Super fun. Oh, what?
I put too much time in that
What?
game.
Yeah, I
texted
did.
Dan.
I did say that was verbatim in my text to him.
When were
Non-joke.
there Kung Fu Ninja Sith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was. So the Terraskasi stuff, that's EU though.
Yeah, it's fair.
So I hope they bring that in. Clearly they're doing, like you said, Debbie, there's some homage to some of the throwback those kind of movies, which is great. But I actually, whenever I was watching, I don't know if they can hear us while that's going on. It's like Crouching Tiger, because that was totally something out of 2000 with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. What they did there, or Neo, like.
Was that thing at the end? Was that Force Repulse that she was doing? That
I don't
Star
know.
Killer
Either
move?
Force Repulse or Force.
Earth
It
bending?
almost was like the ground was moving, and then I have to think of that. There's some other thing at work there. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not happy, and we got 4 months, 3 months, whatever. We'll ride it.
Dana, I hope we can come back at the end of July, have the Sith Dominion, and Debbie says, "I told you so."
I hope
that
so
is-
too.
That
Look,
is what I hope for.
I don't want to not enjoy the show, right? I mean, we all want to enjoy it.
Oh, I'm
We-
tapping in night one. I'm gonna
Amen.
be I'm gonna be there.
June
Sith
4th.
Dominion
Hold on.
watch
What is the
party?
date? Let's look at that.
Watch
Are
party?
we going to do a Sith Dominion watch party? That'd be fun. June 4th.
will-
It is a Tuesday, y'all, when it's released. Of course it is. That's what they did with Ahsoka, and I was always a day behind because of this stupid show. Okay. They need to ask me before they decide when they're going to play their shows.
You should send a letter.
A strongly written email. I will set up that show. I bet that would be fun. We should see if we can figure that out. I don't know if they'll cut us off, but it'd be fun. Watch
Well,
that.
I'm kind of like Zane. I'm pretty easy to please, and generally I like all Star Wars. I love most of Star Wars. There's only one Star Wars I absolutely hate and will not ever watch again. Ooh, Chewie, get out of the way. But for the most part, yeah, Resistance. I will never, ever, ever watch that again. I hated that. But that's the only one.
Where it's like a racer or something.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that at all. That's the only one I will never watch again. I watched it once just to say I watched it because I usually watch everything Star Wars, but never again.
What the Lego Star Wars Jedi Chronicles?
What?
Where Yoda was a teacher.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was weird. There was like a force sensitive clone trooper. It was weird.
I don't know if I've seen that or not.
You were talking about your cat. Who is the Wookiee? Is that Chewie? Why would you bring Chewie into this when he's never?
No, that's not Chewie. No. Hold on, I've got the name. Hold on.
It's
It's hold on.
It's not Krazang Stick or whatever his name is.
No, it's Kelnaka. He's a Wookiee Jedi, and he's a loner who lives a solitary life.
Yes.
That sounds badass.
Like, I'm badass, but I don't have to be if I don't want to be.
Exactly.
I'm just a docile, 8 foot tall, saber wielding, force wielding Wookiee. You can rip your arms off.
He's my shoe-in for my favorite character going into the show. Hands down.
All he says is like, how
Doesn't matter.
He's subtitled.
Yeah.
He's played by Jonas.
Did he play this one too? Yeah, cool.
And then Carrie Ann Master Indara. I'm not sure if I'm saying these names right because I suck at doing that. But she is a master of great physical and mental skill.
So Trinity, cool.
Pretty much.
In
Jedi form.
Look, it's hard because I like Carrie-Anne Moss a lot, and I love what she did with the character of Trinity. I love her in other things. She's just a great actress, and when you see these actresses or actors that you really respect getting into these movies, like what's Soul? I can remember Jung Jae or whatever that actor's name is from South Korea that was in the Netflix show that's
Squid Games.
Thank you, Squid Game. Jedi Master Soul. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, that opening scene, it had me. It did have me, like where he's walking, and then they'd start doing the cutscene, and what is this purple, whatever. Like, they had me, but then I don't know. Maybe we're disenchanted because we've seen all of it. And is there potentially nothing new you can do? I don't know if that's necessarily true, but they're remaking Tombstone for God's sake. Like,
What?
oh, Matthew McConaughey as freaking
Dude,
No.
Doc Holliday.
No.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Wyatt Earp. Yeah.
No.
It was fine. It was perfect the way it was.
Yeah.
did y'all see the Crow trailer?
I heard about
I
it, but I
almost
haven't
wanted
seen
to
it. They're redoing
throw
that too.
up. Oh my god.
So is it official then? I mean, F it. Let's just hit this. They're out of ideas.
They are out of
like
ideas.
nobody can come up with an original idea anymore. We run out.
I say we let AI give it a shot.
Amen.
It couldn't be worse than what we're already getting.
Okay, well there is some truth in that.
There are millions of books out there, and you can't make a movie. I mean, there's a lot of great books out there on different things, and you can't adapt, do an adaptation of one of these books into a movie or TV show or whatever. I'm just like, and I'm pissed that anybody's even thinking about redoing Tombstone.
Yes.
Amen.
Debbie's getting
Amen.
controversial. Look,
You don't touch Tombstone. Oh my God. I hadn't even heard that. When was this announced?
2 days ago. Well, and they redid freaking whatchamacallit, Roadhouse. That's out now or about to be
I think it is out.
with Jake.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor.
I cannot understand. I really can't.
Lucasfilm.
What are you about to-
I will get on my hand. I will kiss the ring if you give me Keanu Reeves as Darth Revan and just verbatim adapt the Darth Revan book.
We have
Oh, the
said
book
that on
was
this
so
show
good.
multiple times.
All will be forgiven.
Don't even.
I will forget Jake Skywalker ever appeared in the sequel trilogy and how you spat on my favorite character. I will forgive and forget if you give me that book with Keanu Reeves.
Well, if they're going to do it, they better do it quick because he's getting up in age.
No,
Yeah,
he's not. You've seen those
Hey,
paintings of him from
put
like the
some makeup on
1700s.
Yeah, deep fake him. You already.
He's
No deep fake. I'm anti deep fake. Put some makeup on him.
I mean, I'm in agreement. I would love to see Keanu.
hold
do
on.
that.
Let's be very, very specific here. Keanu Reeves as Revan.
Yes.
Darth Wez.
What?
Don't worry.
Huh?
Keep going, keep going.
Who plays Bastila? Because you have to have a powerful Bastila to go alongside a powerful Keanu as, like, powerful as an actor. Insane. Who do you even put next to him? Or cast Malik? You go down that avenue.
Ooh, Malik.
So for me, I agree, and I've thought about this for probably 3 years now. I absolutely adore Keanu Reeves. I think he can be a fantastic and he would research the books, he'd read the books, he'd play the game, whatever he had to do Revan right. I agree, Cam, but I don't know that we know who could be not his equal, but at least ride those coattails in that movie. Because even like Ian McShane, who's way accomplished, In John Wick, he gets freaking way overshadowed. That's the role. I get that, but no, he's. Oh, oh,
Fan casting has Haley Atwell, possibly as Bastila Shan,
I
and
don't know who
Tom
that
Hardy, and Tom Hardy as Darth Malik.
Oh,
I'd be vibing with some Tom Hardy as Darth
I love Tom Hardy.
okay.
I love Tom Hardy.
You guys, I haven't smiled except for making jokes about
Hey.
crap all night. This is no joke. I am smiling for real.
Hey, come on, Lucasfilm, please. I will.
You've heard it here.
You
I will
heard it
kiss
here
the ring.
first, folks.
And I will forgive and forget if you give me Keanu Reeves wielding a lightsaber.
Based on the
Heck
book. Don't even have to do KOTOR. Don't have to.
Yeah,
Let's just put tour
do the
timeline
book.
after.
They
Just
have
the
the
book.
book. Yeah. Man.
Standalone Star Wars Elseworlds. Who cares? You
Mhm.
know what? At this point,
That's a
might as
name
well-
right there. That's a name right
Yeah.
there. Star Wars Elseworlds.
Star Wars Elseworlds.
Yeah,
brother.
Josiah. Today, I would agree 100%. Today, it's too good of an idea. Like, they would be like, no, that'll make us too much money and save the company. Why would we do that? Go check out a couple of articles on keepmenow.net that we've talked about over the last 2 or 3 weeks about several of these exact things. Most recently, about why people aren't going to theaters anymore, which is actually a really good article. You guys go
There's
check
no
that
good
out.
movies in theaters.
Well, and why would I spend all that money watching a movie in a theater when I have a entertainment? So I could actually just put on my Oculus and have an even bigger screen, and it's friggin' fun. And I'm there in the movie. Like, it's
And
Why
other
would I-
people are there.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
I agree. That's where I'm with Debbie. I don't like all this crowd.
Listen,
There's
even
not
if
that
I'm
many
the
people
only
there
person in the
nowadays.
theater, when it gets quiet in between trailers, this is me. Like, I stop chewing popcorn until the trailer starts playing. Zane can attest. He's seen me do this in the show.
I'm very lucky because I live in a small town, so our theater is not like one of the big major chains or anything,
Sure.
and so it's very small. And I usually go, if I go to a movie, I usually go on the first showing on a Saturday morning, and it's usually just me or maybe 5 people.
Which is right up your alley, isn't it?
It sure the hell is.
I love it.
Five people might be
love
too
it.
much, honestly.
Yeah.
So we have like less than a mile down the road is a kind of non-huge Cinemark is way down, in College Station, but this is a smaller theater. But they treat you right, like the reclining seats, all the fun stuff. But then like you can refill drinks, refill popcorn, go get you an icy whatever in the middle of it. Just get up and go refill, which is amazing for today because you're spending $15 for a bucket of popcorn. Please let me refill it and take some for home. Premiere. I don't know you can if you go to Premiere, but man, that's great.
No, you go to Cinemark in town.
No.
You're spending
Yeah,
75 easy.
it's ridiculous.
easy.
So
How much are tickets?
matinees are what 10, 15 sometimes.
Holy shit.
Small town,
People
it's like
on
$10.
IMAX are around the 70, 50 plus mark. Just depends on what
It's a-
movie. Like
it's a-
Oppenheimer was like
a date
almost
night.
$20 a piece.
Like you don't want
Holy
you're gonna go on this
crap.
date
That was
night.
for IMAX, but still.
That's
Yeah, I
a
don't have
lot for-
IMAX around here, but yeah, I mean, Saturday morning matinee, I think is $6, maybe $7.
Yeah, it's like $10,
That's
$15.
$10.
But I think the point here is who's going to go to theaters to watch this. Josiah talking about Dune 2 and Dolby. It's fire. I haven't seen Dune 2 yet. I saw the first one, and of course I saw the old one, and of course I read the 5 billion page book.
With the dick.
I won't until it comes out on HBO.
Yeah.
Is it worth, Dana?
The
movie?
first episode was fantastic. I liked it. I took it for what it was, which is a retelling of this story. Some of the stuff is a little modernized for a more modern audience than it was for the old one or with the book. But outside of that, it really was good. It tracked well. It trended pretty well up against. I can't remember the author now, but his book, Hugh, starts with an H, right? Can't remember. And then the second one I haven't seen. Charlotte and Kevin saw it, but I haven't seen it yet. And looking forward to it. They thoroughly enjoyed it, and both of them are like, "Yes, let's go watch it again." So
Yeah,
I get to watch it
Josiah's trying to get me to go see it. I haven't seen the first one, but I'm thinking about tuning in.
I think it's on HBO or Amazon or
It's on
something. Right?
Netflix too, I think.
Netflix.
Or Hulu, one of the two, Netflix or
I
Hulu.
think it's on Netflix.
Telling me I pay $30 for my Netflix subscription. There's finally something I can watch on there.
They've had
My
good
gosh.
things.
Man,
Hulu.
man, you give me a good like 3-episode, 4-episode, this is what it's like to be stalked on the internet documentary. Like I'm all over that crap. I love that stuff. And Netflix has a new one every week. Like
Yeah.
I'm more enraged about the price, but it's
yes.
they got good
Well,
content.
and then they're like double checking, like, oh, what's your email address is being used in Willis. What? No. Zane, are you using my
Use that while you can, brother, because it hurts when it comes out of your own account. Let me tell you.
Oh my
It
god. Yeah, it
hurts.
does. Yeah, man. I was like doing some taxes and I'm looking through all my bills and I'm like, why don't I just buy cable again? Because I'm paying for all this shit.
Hey, they're
Cut
going
the
to come out with
cord
Cable
and-
Plus.
Man,
Cable Plus.
Cable
coming
Plus,
soon.
'cause you can get the streaming. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, it's coming out.
I used to work for the for Time Warner for 15 years, man. But I was on the good side. We were fiber optic. I was on the fiber side. It was super fun. But anyways, I digress. Holy cow! We spent almost an hour talking about this crap. We haven't even talked about the Sith Code yet, guys. Okay, we got to move on. Look what I did. I actually. Oh, it actually says
It's the right one.
thing. Yeah, I know. So the clip that I used from last week where I lost my mind and I shared that, and I got to figure out this whole TikTok algorithm BS because I had like 40 views. Other things have 700. I don't know what I did wrong, and I don't care. I'll figure it out or hire someone to. But yeah, man. I first of all, to anyone who watched me lose my mind, that's not normal. And I'm not gonna apologize because I'm not sorry for what I said. Maybe in the presentation, I didn't need to slam my hand on the desk and freaking man, I was pissed. And I
But it
kind
was
of don't even
so fun
remember
to
saying
watch.
all that. I don't
No,
remember saying all of it. It just kind of happened.
It's warranted. I promise it's warranted.
Oh my god!
We're not in the wrong
No.
there.
In all seriousness, I really enjoyed last week's show, and here we go. We're gonna jump right into the Force shall free me. I think when we're looking at what that might mean, from a from a Sith and Jedi perspective, one of the I mentioned on a TikTok earlier today, just a quick thing advertising for this show. It's a totally different way to understand how the Force works within the world. It really is. The Jedi are very, very much about understanding the flow and feel of the Force so they know where the Force may guide them. Whereas the Sith are very much like, I don't serve the Force serves me, and this is the Force shall free me. That only through the Force, only through the code, and getting to that point in they strengthen the Force, alignment with the dark side of the Force, that you have the ability to command. But this is a question I have for you all, and it's something I just don't know. And if you don't know, we'll quickly move on. Why do the Jedi not want to use the Force in such a way that they would control the Force, even if it meant something good could come of it? And the example I had in my head was the restraint that Anakin had with Dooku. He didn't go right into it to decapitate him, though he could have, like all in one swoop, right? But he didn't. That part of the Sith code of, passion like a strength, like that part in that moment, he didn't do it. I don't understand why he didn't do it, but Mace was willing to. And I think it really has to do with an understanding of the Force, how it flows, how it works, and how it's controlled. Now, before you guys chime in, because I know you got something to say, because we're talking about Mace. Mace, I believe, was taken over by the dark side in those moments. Plain and simple. He would have probably ended up a freaking Sith Lord, which would have, I think, pleased Palpatine. But when we see the restraint that Anakin had in killing Dooku, but we don't see the restraint in Mace, I need to understand why. So is that something that you all have thought about? And if so, what are your thoughts on that? Because I think it really does have to do with the Sith and Jedi code. But go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I've tried reading the book Shatterpoint, which is about Mace.
Mhm.
Okay. And my understanding is he goes up to that line of, I'm not going to say, well, I don't know, Sith. He goes up to that line, but he doesn't go over it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I don't know. I mean, he just watched 5 or 6 of his best friends get mutilated.
Yeah.
Right in front of him. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's not supposed to be any emotion, you know, but come on, they're family. You can't tell me if you, I mean, if that was me and I just watched my kids get murdered, oh yeah, I'm going off on somebody. You know, if I can find a weapon, I'm going off on them, whether it's a bat, a gun, my cat, whatever.
Chewie.
Chewie, calls out. Yeah, I mean, out the door with the Jedi code because I'm going off on somebody. So I think that might have had something to it. Plus, with the fact that he's realizing that he's being betrayed by Anakin, and it's because of, you know, Palpatine. So I think there was a lot of different things going on in that moment to where he was just like, yeah, no trial. No trial for you. You're dying.
There is no emotion. There is peace. I think that's the first tenet of the Sith Code. And that was not Mace. There is no passion. There's not serenity. I gotta find it. I'll look for it, but I don't know why I don't know it as well as I know the Sith Code, because I think it's just too. I don't know. But you're right, Debbie. I mean, he did. He saw those things occur to his family. You would do the same. I would do the same, and I think the power that we gain, and we've talked about it in the other episodes of the Sith Code, the power that you gain through the passion and focus is sometimes unparalleled. And that's not just a physical strength power. That's a focus power. That's I've got this job to do. I want to create my own business and I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to freaking put my ears back and my head down and go. But sometimes with that, you have to understand there is emotion. There is passion. There is chaos. And we've talked about chaos where Jedi are like, no, there's no chaos. There's only harmony. Shut up. There is chaos, you idiot. And if you ignore it, then you're going to be the one in the end that's a little bit less than the one that's greater than, because they dealt with the chaos. They built off the chaos and they grew from the chaos. Don't just ignore the chaos. For 1,000 years, there hasn't been. Yeah. So you're blinded to everything that's happening because I'm contempt with your complacency. Ugh. Sorry. Thank you, Debbie, for getting me pissed. Love it.
It's what I do.
What I do.
I think I set you off last week.
You did. You did. And I noticed I interrupted you too. And I'm sorry. I was like, oh, she's like, well, and I'm like, and another.
It's all right. It's okay.
Get off.
It was well worth it.
Oh. Anyway,
Content.
what do you guys think, Cam?
I kind of agree with Debbie. I mean, I think in Mace's eyes, he really kind of saw his fellow masters get cut down, and he's got, which I don't know where y'all stand on the fact that Palpatine maybe hold back, or did Mace truly beat him? I'm kind of mixed
No.
about that, but
That's a no.
And I figured he felt like if I can just take him out right now, like I have to do it because he said he's too dangerous to be left alive. He controls everything, and then I think in Mace's eyes, he's like, well, the Sith are done after I take him out. Which I'd be interested to see what that does with Anakin, if Mace actually does kill him there, and what goes on with that post Palpatine's death. But I don't know. I don't. Mace Windu as a pure 100% Jedi is not something I've truly. Mace just is a big hypocrite to me. So
He has a purple lightsaber for a reason.
I think, we
Symbol-wise.
fans have done a lot of what we're doing right now, and we agree that Mace was a tightrope walker.
An asshole.
He
A BMF.
yeah, well, yes, but I don't. I talked about this. I think on a TikTok. I don't think we talked about it on the show, but would Anakin have been? You guys are alluding to it. What would have happened if he gotten beat, Palpatine, or that Anakin intervened? I mean, there's all kinds of different things that could have occurred in those moments, but ultimately, I feel it was Mace's decision to say what he said and how he said it that set off Anakin in a way that was unanticipated. And hear me out. I use those two examples for a reason, because in the moment where he was going to kill Dooku, he showed restraint. He tried to do what was right. I shouldn't kill him. It's not the Jedi way. Do it. And then he did it, which of course is a whole meme and I love it. Do it. But he paused. He said, no, that's not what I'm supposed to do. He struggled with doubt inside of himself the entire time he was a Jedi. He killed. He had these feelings that he told Padme, I shouldn't feel them. I want to be more than I am, and I shouldn't have these feelings. His entire life, he felt he wasn't worthy and wasn't worthy, is how you got to put it. So when he's in those moments with Dooku, he wants to do the right thing. He knows he needs to defeat him to save the Chancellor, but I think he truly wanted to do what was right, which is why he showed restraint. He was following. What is that? What should we do? And this is whenever they're going after Grievous in Episode 3. And what does Anakin say in the elevator? I vote patience. Are you kidding me? Like, everything about Anakin was pain, but trying to do the right thing. And now he's confronted with Mace about to kill his other mentor, and probably the mentor that was a hell of a lot nicer than Mace was to him. And here he is saying the exact same thing. It's not right. This is what we need to do. But what is Mace saying? No, F it. We got to kill him. Kill him. Kill them all.
Well, to be fair, Mace went there trying to arrest him. I mean, he did ignite his lightsaber. So I mean, the point's invalid. I mean, I totally agree. But
he was a dangerous target.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna pull up on who you think's a Sith Lord without your homies and your lightsabers ignited. I mean,
listen, you show up with SWAT, but you still knock first. You don't just come blade. Well, okay, maybe.
I mean, they knock kind of hard. To be fair,
yeah, it's kind of scary. And then you open the door and you still got guns pointed in your face. So
Do you feel that Mace felt Anakin was telling the truth? That I have just learned a terrible truth that Palpatine's the Sith Lord we've been looking for, blah blah blah. And Mace said, "Hey, you'll earn my trust if this pans out to be true." Do you think that played into him going ahead and igniting his lightsaber and being more aggressive in that first meeting to arrest him? The meeting to arrest him.
I mean, they had already been like they said in the gunship that like a dark force or something surrounds the chance.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like he had already kind of like it was like, okay, Anakin tells me like he's a Sith Lord. We're already having possible thoughts that something fishy's going around here. Like he wants to believe Anakin, but he doesn't want Anakin to, I guess, believe that he believes Anakin. In my view,
Yeah.
because he hates Anakin.
He was.
Why does he hate
by
Anakin?
The council.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zane.
He was asked by the council to spy on Palpatine.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense that he takes it that serious.
Which that dialogue between him and Obi-Wan post when Obi-Wan asked him in the book is just great. The novelization of Revenge of the Sith.
Who wrote that?
Matthew Stover, I think, did. I'm telling you,
I would read it. It's good.
I'd recommend just audio booking that. It's a great listen.
Very cool. So let's stick with Anakin, right? Because I think Vader's the perfect example of, I'm trying to do what I'm told is the way it's supposed to be, and it's just not working. And when he does finally fall fully to the dark side, I would say he fell into the Force shall free me. I want to talk about that a little bit. When you fully kind of dive into what your passion is, right? There is this sort of lifting up that occurs with you, unexplicably. Like, this is what I know I'm supposed to be doing. It's my passion. It's going to be hard. Mowing the lawn when it's 98, 100 degrees, that's going to be hard and it sucks, and I'm going to procrastinate it because I have no passion for it, right? But my speaking or my coaching or whatever, I'm super passionate, and if I have to stay up till whatever hour making sure I try to get a speaking engagement to share my knowledge to help people grow, like that's what I'm gonna like. That's my passion, so I'm gonna use my passion and use any means necessary to be filled with that motivation to do what I need to do. I don't feel that Anakin had that until he was a Sith. He didn't understand, or he understood, but he didn't allow himself to be overcome by that passion so that he could just be focused and drive and be freed from all the chains of Padme. He knows now he can seek freely a way to save, bring back whatever Padme. He no longer has the guilt of the Tusken Raiders, destroying all of them. He no longer has, well, he didn't have the guilt of the younglings. I think he did initially, but later on he did not. All of those things occurred because he was freed from the burden of the thoughts of the things that he had to do to get to where he was going. Now, I'm not saying we have to kill younglings to get to where we're going, but I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. Go ahead, Cam. Don't kill younglings.
I see. I like the idea of him storming the Jedi Temple. It makes sense. After rewatching Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith fairly recently, I've kind of internally been thinking, like, is that something really Anakin does? Because I still think there's a little bit of him in there when he's doing storming the temple. I always feel like I wish the clones might have killed the younglings. It might have been something that maybe Anakin goes in and sees them, clones follow, and you have your orders type deal, and he kind of walks past them, like maybe killing.
Kind of more just observing and
yeah,
or task to task, it gets carried out.
Even I mean, maybe not even that. We just know it's insinuated that the clones killed the younglings. Like maybe killing the younglings is kind of beneath. I just don't think I don't know, but I kind of agree with you on this take. I think that if Anakin, I think he could have had that if he could have just been more patient. I think he could have got what he wanted, but I think his passion for wanting to save Padme kind of took over that
And that's
possible patient, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of like you're saying when you're trying to get a speaking engagement, like, yeah, maybe the logical way would be maybe I postpone it a little bit, get up early in the morning and get back at it, you know? But
Mhm.
it's like you want it so bad because I struggle with impatience every day,
Mhm.
and for me it's never enough, and that's kind of how I feel with this, like the Sith as a whole, with the Force shall free me. Like the Force is a tool. I will use it until its very dying breath to get what I want, and that is to win, to defeat anyone, and use the Force as my tool to get that. So
Sure. And that's the beauty, I think, of what we do here, right? We say, yes, that is the way. And we're going to kind of morph that into a positive thing, right? How do we have that same dedication to what we believe to be the end goal, end game vision of our lives? And how do we get there step by step, right? But you have to have the passion to follow through. And if you don't believe that that's where you're supposed to be, you ain't gonna have that passion. If Anakin didn't believe that he could save Padme, he wouldn't have done it. Because for him, it wasn't about him. It wasn't about his power. It wasn't about Mace. It wasn't about, oh, yes, it was about Palpatine, because Palpatine's the one that made that tiny little promise of, we can do this together. So for him, it wasn't selfish. It was selfish. It was selfish in the way of he was attached and didn't want to give up on his Padme. But it was about saving her for his good, but it was about saving her.
I mean, he wanted that power. I mean,
You think once he got a taste of it, it was like, you think so?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you
Like
could
crack.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it in his eyes. I know he always got killed for it, but I really love his Hayden's Mustafar Anakin portrayal. He's just got that look in his eye that once he's looking out on the lava and the sun setting, and and then Padme comes and he sees Obi-Wan, he can just, like, his something with his eyes, you can tell he's got that. Oh, he's gone. Like there's he's got a taste of it and he's going all in. And
you know, I really think Lucas had it right. I know he didn't write the Sith Code, but I think he had it right in the whole idea of the Force and how the Sith versus the Jedi kind of create around them their own ideology, but then the Force works in the way in which you use it, right? So the Jedi approach the Force as this thing that kind of guided them and led them, and it did. Sith, no, I'm going to control it and I'm going to use it to my benefit, and it did. So when I think of whether Lucas intended this or not, but when I think of it in that way, I understand that there are those two dualities even within me, right? I have a way to be peaceful, be calm within situations where I need to be, where I need to regain my focus. But then once I regain my focus, now my passion needs to take control so I can continue my growth. Because if you don't have, this is where I think we've talked about before, the complacency of the Jedi, right? They hadn't seen a Jedi in 1,000 years. So they're not even aware that crap's going on, right? Because they're so blinded by themselves and into their own tiny little world without any passion. And that's where Anakin, I think, really differed and why he was a fish out of water. He had a passion that he could not contain. Do you guys have anything like that? Like where it's like, I have to continue to go down this path to do these things. And No, Debbie, you can't use. I have to go see Hayden this weekend. I mean, is there anything? Of course, I have to go see Hayden.
Excuse me?
These are my passions to go see Hayden this weekend. Do you guys have, I mean, I've already talked a lot about it, right? My doctorate, whatever. Like, this is what I want to do with my life is talk about these things and help people grow and be better versions of themselves every single day. But that takes passion. That doesn't take sitting on my laurels and just waiting for the force to tell me what to do. You guys have anything like that?
No.
Just plain and simple.
Being a hermit.
I told you I'm a hermit. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything.
Hey,
And
at
you
my
took away the
age,
one thing I
don't
had.
care anymore. I really don't care. You get old and it's just like, whatever. Yeah, I want to be a hermit. Just want to stay home, watch true crime shows and documentaries and Star Wars and Marvel and DC.
I
And the
know.
Tombstone remake coming soon.
Oh yeah.
No.
Mm-mm.
God, I am gonna have to look that up because I'm so pissed.
Zane, are you? Could you choose your passion between music, Overwatch, whatever? Like, do you have
easily? I've already told a lot of people I would drop everything I have right now to go and play music for a living.
So would you say that you would be then using the force to set you free in your passions, or would you be just waiting? See, that's the difference, man. Like, are you just going to wait for that to happen? Or are you going to use your passions to make it happen? Like,
you take it.
That it really is the difference. It really is. From my perspective, I don't know shit. But it really is the difference between the Jedi and the Sith. I'm going to go get what I want versus, we'll see if it happens. I don't want to be the sit around see. That's why I have a podcast. I don't want to sit around and see. That's why I know, Debbie, you say that, but that's why you're here. You enjoy this, and people enjoy hearing your thoughts about what's happening in the world of Star Wars within your mind. And yeah, I love this. And so yeah, this is my passion. And Zane, good luck, man. It's a tough road. I know. I know.
Easy going.
What do you think, Cam? You got anything?
Yeah, I mean, the problem with me is I know that it's what I want. I have this ideal 5-10 year vision of where I see myself with like Woods, my wife, family, those type of things. But I know that it's going to take a while to get there, right? But I feel like I can use the force, as in my own will, just to squeeze the life out of myself to get there. Like, I know what I got to do. I want to do this. I want to do this. But, I want to be a hermit most days, but I know I got to go out and see family and do all the, and I'm just constantly pulling myself one way or the other. And I get so attached to whether it be trying to read Lord of the Rings or get better at golf, or now Josiah and I and a couple other buddies played basketball, which I used to do back in the day. And now I'm like, that's reawakened in me again. And I'm like, and work 7:30 to 5. And I'm like, well, I got 4 hours to do the things that I want to do that I know will get me to where I want to be. But I know I got to get 7 hours of sleep or I'm going to be cranky like I've been this morning. Because Josiah and I were playing Halo 3 till midnight last night.
Wait, what year is it? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, hey.
Halo 3, man.
It's never too late to play Halo, especially Bungie Halo. But anyways, I'm passionate about so many things, but I'm impatient enough to not give myself a break and let myself kind of the Jedi way and just kind of let just the day go. The day is going to go because I know that's the right way to think about it. Mm-hmm. But I want to squeeze this in my body for everything that I can get out of it every day because I think that's what I have to do to get to where I want to be. Which might not make any sense to anybody.
No, 100%. Yeah, and if you're not, I mean, what are you going to go through a whole sack of oranges, squeezing out just one little squeeze, and then you get one glass? Like, you could have had a whole freaking pitcher of orange juice if you'd given it the good squeeze on each freaking single orange. And no, yeah, your hand's going to get tired, right? I can't squeeze anymore. No, keep squeezing, because you'll get that pitcher. You got to keep squeezing. You got to have the passion. You got to see the end game. You got to keep going. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep squeezing. And if you don't squeeze all the stuff out of the orange, now you're wasting your minutes, your hours, your days. You're wasting your brains, your heart, your passion, your fuel for your passion. I am 100% that dude, though, that I have employees that I don't want to be a leader. Like, I don't want to freaking lead people, and I don't want to do your crazy projects. I just want to do my job. Awesome. Are you the best at your job? Well, no. Okay, so you can still do something and be passionate about being better as a person in some way, shape, or form. And that's always my point and my goal. The Jedi, to me, I understand there's no leveling, right? We talked about that. You don't level as a Jedi, but you do get assigned title, right? And with those titles come responsibilities, and so thus leveling. That's what I mean by that, not video game leveling. But in order to get to those points, like to those various levels, you have to prove that you can follow the code, that you've done these tasks, that you've gone through these trials, that you've done all these things just to get this position. And that is exactly what we do today to get into any sort of role, just to even get a job, right? You have to prove you do this, your aptitude in this, or you have the X factor to do Y, whatever it is. And when we have these people that just want to do what they want to do and keep going, that's great. Like, because then you can be the best at that one thing. I don't expect every single person on the planet to always want to be something grand, delusions of grandeur or whatever, but certainly everyone has the opportunity to take small steps and just be better than they were the day before. But even that, the small steps, take some level of passion. And again, I think that's just where the Jedi really get it wrong. Yeah. Anyways, Force shall free me. Last question on this before we kind of move into the next section. When you hear the Force shall free me, I think of personally what I discussed, where Anakin finally was able to have this unbridled passion and longing and all this stuff kind of culminating in this one point where now I can be and do what I was meant to be and do. This was my destiny. We know that wasn't, but that's what he felt. So the question is, are there times that you've been passionate about something and followed something and felt that, yeah, this is it. The Force is going to say, this is it. This is the thing. But you're not doing that thing anymore, and that really maybe wasn't the thing. You ever had anything happen like that? And I'll give you an example to start. I really, really thought that I was going to be in a rock band called Douche Magoosh. I joined this band for a very short time, learned a couple of tunes, never played live with them. And if you go to Spotify and look that up, that was the band I was going to play for a while. Douche Magoosh. Yes, for real. Look it up, but do not come back to me and be like, Dana, I can't believe this was, yeah, it is. But my passion was music. I was just not focused on the right avenue for that music. And once I landed another gig, 7 years in a Celtic band, right? So that's where I thought I had a passion. I thought I was going the right path. I thought this is what I wanted to do. Didn't pan out. And it actually didn't pan out. And I felt really empty because I really wanted to play in this band. So do you guys have anything like that has occurred where you felt like, yeah, that's it. I'm going. The Force has set me free. Let's freaking do this. Oh, shit. I know, like, I bought things that I shouldn't have because I thought, yeah, let's get. I'm buy a bowling ball and bowling shoes, and I haven't never used them. Thought I had a passion for bowling. There was no passion for bowling.
I can drum up one very
Yeah?
easy.
Would
yeah.
you?
Kind of close to you, same avenue of music. In high school, I was very big into marching band.
Yeah.
Very big into marching band. Like, I was gonna march snare drum for like a top DCI corps one day. Like, this was my dream. I left high school, didn't do that whatsoever. In fact, I did not the opposite, but I just happened to play drum set for a marching band. Right.
And you
then
went from
all of a
marching
sudden,
snare to being in the pit.
yeah, which is a 180, honestly. But not even that though. Like I've gone to the point where I'm a gigging country musician, coming from this kid who wants to march in a drum corps. It's crazy.
But I never imagined you'd be a country drummer. For now.
Neither would I.
For now. I mean, who knows what the future holds, right?
Yeah.
But there you go, right? So you followed your passion. It didn't pan out, but you're still happy. You're doing something that you enjoy.
Amen.
Debbie wanted to be a rock star. It didn't pan out. She's a hermit. She's happy. That's all that matters. Did you want to be a rock star, Debbie? I don't know. What did you want to do? Like when I grow up, I'm gonna be a lawyer and I'm gonna.
I wanted to be a nurse. That didn't pan out. I did bowl. I was very good at bowling.
Nice.
I don't think I could do it now because the last time I tried to bowl, I think I took out my back. Because I tried to bowl like I used to when I was younger, and I hadn't bowled in eons. And I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but it was just like, yeah, I need to take it slow, take baby steps, and I almost killed myself. I did. And my kids were with me, and of course they all enjoyed it and got a good laugh out of it. But back in the day, I was a very good bowler. I mean, probably not Pro Bowl stuff, PBA stuff, but I bowled a couple 300 games. One of them when I was 9 months pregnant. But
oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Hey, gas yourself up, Debbie. That's impressive.
That is very impressive.
Yeah, people don't know how hard that is.
But,
bowling or being pregnant, or bowling while pregnant.
Both.
And no drugs. But yeah, I mean, when I got married and had kids, I was passionate about, I don't know if you can call that passion, but about, getting the kids to where they're normal and they're successful and, they're not weird they are weirdos because look, okay.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just the host. I just smile and
they're all geeky. Sure. They have their geeky passions and whatnot. And so, but yeah, I don't, outside of that, I don't think so. I just go to work. I show up. I don't care. I mean,
but you gain your joys and your passions are surrounded around geekdom, right? I mean, you get your thrills off of meeting Hayden, or it's not thrill. It sounded weird, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
But it's so true. And I shouldn't say that because he's so much younger than me. But
oh my goodness.
But I mean, the man could be my son, so But I mean, I have been wanting to do my own YouTube channel, and I've got notes and I've got resources and all this other crap, but my anxiety and my lack of self-confidence has totally held me back. So it's just, I would love to do my own thing.
I mean, you've got enough content just from being on 8 shows a week that I mean, where are you going to fit it in?
Well, it's not quite that much. Yeah, I mean, I would like to just have my channel and talk about other geeky stuff that I like, straight, stuff that we don't cover here, on our channel, but Stranger Things, and then we don't have a DC show, so I'd like to do, stuff like that. I would like to do a segment or a series where I learn more about comics, because I don't know jack crap about comics. I mean, a little bit here.
Lots of content there too, sure.
I know. So I'm, I just like to do my own thing, but yeah, the passion's probably there, but like I said, the anxiety and lack of self-confidence, and I'm old. With my luck, when my channel takes off, then I'd probably die. So.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying that's how my luck goes. So maybe I will. I mean, I've got it set up. I just haven't done anything yet.
Well, you have the support. We would help you be guest, whatever you want. We would absolutely. I'll watch a DC show just to help. So all I'll say to this is I have a whole thing on that, and it's called "Don't Believe the Lies," like the lies that you tell yourself. Don't believe
there are many.
And I'm actually reading a book right now. I talked to Zane about it. It's called Worthy. It's by the woman that created It Cosmetics. Sold it for like $1 billion to freaking L'Oreal or something. And she her story was she had rosacea. I don't know how to say that word, but like where you have the pigmentation or whatever. And makeup was terrible for her. Like she could never wear it. It wouldn't flake off, all these things. So she worked with some, chemists or whatever. She came up with this formula for makeup and then ended up making it big. But it was the book is called Worthy. It's about kind of understanding where those lies come from. And me too, right? I mean, I get you. I may put on this smiley happy face and but no, there's there's all kinds of fun stuff that happens behind the scenes with my own insecurities and lack of self-confidence. And so this I'm glad you mentioned that, because that is a big part of the side of the Sith, right? Is they believe. I mean, they believe it's their destiny to do X or Y, and they're going to use the Force to do whatever they need to do to get there. When I think about that, even within this speaking coaching gig I'm trying to do, what does that mean, right? What does it mean when you want to follow your passion? Well, does it mean investing money? Sometimes. Time, absolutely. Not spending time with people that you love and care about so that you can make this happen, so that future state you can spend. Yes, it's those sacrifices, right? But if it's not going to be any good, and you're not going to give two shits about it if you don't have to have some sort of investment of you. And you clearly are doing all sorts of investing because you've already got all this stuff that you've been working on for said channel. So we're here to support you, Debbie. You know that. And whatever you want to do, we're behind you. I don't know why we just totally went in coaching mode for you, Debbie. But it's not just for you, it's for everybody. Everybody. No, listen to Dana. Without me getting emotional because I've had too much wine. There is nothing you should listen to that tells you can't do it unless it's trying to dunk a basketball. Cameron, I know you just said you started playing basketball again. I don't know if you can dunk or not, but today, if you go out and dunk a basketball, good on you. But I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, I don't know.
5 years ago.
Yes, but not today.
Not right now.
But don't believe the lies that you can't get to that point. Now, I have bad knees. Actually, in this show that I'm in, the Drunk Shakespeare, I'm on my knees like half the time. They got the old man knee pads. Not even joking. So I'm on my knees last night in a scene, and I stand up, and they're like, pop, pop, both of them, pop, pop. And everyone was like, are you okay? Yeah. Oh, I'm just old. Like, it happens every time I stand up. Like, so
It's
I will
normal.
not be I will not. It is normal. I will not be dunking a basketball anymore. But that doesn't mean I can't play basketball, right? It just means there's one piece of my game I have to change. Larry Bird did the same thing. Isaiah Thomas. Point is, without going into full blown coaching mode, because I don't give that away for free.
Damn it.
Don't believe the lies. Just don't. And in all seriousness, 100% serious. Anyone that listens to this right now, you DM me in one of my socials, I will give you a 30-minute free consultation, just talking you through some coaching and asking you questions, getting you to start thinking in a positive way towards your vision of your future. So that is a real thing. I do that for people. I have done that for people. People have given me lots of kudos for those things, but I need people to pay me at some point. So that's my vision. But again, it's doing whatever's necessary. If that means spending extra time watching DC shows to help my friend get her show off the ground,
I thought you were going to say DC shit.
I'll do it.
You're not all
If I got to
bad.
see another Frank Schneider, I'm not going to go off. But anyways, go ahead. So I digress. I feel like I didn't mean to do that in a negative way. I hope you see I was trying to be positive. I mean, don't believe the lies, man. Like, the worst person in the world that can tell you a lie that you'll believe is yourself every freaking time. You will distrust your spouse before you will distrust the voice in your head. And sometimes that is so sorry guys, is detrimental. You cannot listen to those because there is no success that comes out of that. Nothing good comes out of the lies that you tell yourself.
But you're talking 60 years of
Conditioning. 100%. Absolutely. I am with you, Debbie. We can talk offline. I'm not quite there, but I'm close to 50. I get it. And it is detrimental. And it's you know what? Think about Anakin. Seriously. Anakin Skywalker was told you need to be this, but you're not good enough yet. You know, yeah, okay, we'll let you on the council, but you're not a master. Like, all the things that happened to Anakin were, I'm just short. I'm just not quite enough. And the biggest lie that you could tell yourself is, I'm not enough. And the Jedi continue that mantra of, no, you're not enough. You're not enough. You're not enough. And what ends up happening? Mace Windu loses his mind and wants to kill Palpatine. For real. You have to understand that, yes, you are enough. And if you're not enough and you feel like you're not enough, then do something to become enough. Don't just wallow in the lie. Yeah. I love what I do, folks. So if you guys want, please hit me up. I'd love to talk. Not just you 30. Anyone listening, wherever you are, on whatever podcast that you get your podcast. I want to help.
No, you were talking to me there for sure. I feel like, because that's kind of how I feel. I definitely, my inner voice is the Jedi Council to Anakin all the time. But the weird thing is that I know, I know it should be enough, but I'm scared to kind of go back into truly going back into that passion mode, because at what cost? Because I mean, I want to be a good husband, maybe if I'm lucky enough to be a good father one day, and I want to be a good friend, good brother, good son, those type of things. But it's like, I mean, I get so into it that I would feel like I'd sacrifice those things, and I'm like, is being good at golf or getting back to what I was in basketball and those type of things, what is it worth? Because I'm a maniac. I go all in. I can't squeeze two oranges. Like, if I get the whole thing, I'm gonna squeeze the whole bag, going back to that analogy.
I'd love to
And
talk to you about that offline in a 30-minute free consult, because I think you're right in the spot that you need to be to ask those questions of you.
yeah,
That's exactly, and that's exactly like you said. That's exactly what Anakin was doing, right? He was like, "I'm not the Jedi I should be. I shouldn't feel these things." No, it's okay to feel those things. You're being told it's not okay to feel those
yeah.
things. Sorry, man.
No, because I mean, I'm kind of going through some changes at work, and I'm kind of feeling good about where things are headed. But I don't want to just let that. I don't want to let that place define me, even though
Hmm.
it does provide me the ability to pursue different passions. But I mean, I want it all,
Mhm.
but I know that that all can't come tomorrow, and that frustrates me. And I feel like the harder and harder I push, the more that I can get that. But then, even if I were to get it, is it enough? Is
So,
kind of how I struggle with.
that's a hard thing, because when is enough enough?
Yeah, for
Um,
real.
Well, honestly, so are we talking money? Are we talking growth? Because there is no such thing, right?
Yeah.
I came back from this conference, or I sat in on this conference week and a half, 2 weeks ago. The guy that I was listening to was 70 years old, John Maxwell. Just look him up. He's just an amazing man. And he's still writing. He's still growing. He's still talking about how, 2 months ago he fell on his face and had to pick himself up. Like, there, if you make your life a lifetime of learning and caring and being bigger than what you think you can be. Yeah. So I don't get anything from this book, you guys. I'm reading it right now. I did see her speak, and she was fantastic. Look up her story. Jamie Kern Lima. She talks about those things that we've just been talking about. Just feelings of unworthiness, and how those things play into our decision making and how they could play into our success or failures. Yeah. So again, I don't know her. I've never met her. I just saw her speak. But great book. I highly recommend it. Yeah. The Force shall free me. What a crazy episode. We spent a good 45 minutes just on that, and then we spent an hour nearly on the Acolyte. Poor Acolyte. I'm with you guys. If we kind of start recapping everything we talked about, I'm with you guys. I can't wait to kind of see it, to see what they're gonna do, but I'm not super excited. I'll be reserved until for judgment until I see it, and I'm happy that we're getting content. I'll admit that. So
I agree.
everybody nodding. Debbie's like, just stop being such a.
I'm
stick in
sorry.
the mud, Dana."
I'm sorry, Debbie. I'm reading the EU right now, and I'm just seeing all the love that my guy is getting, and it's just I just have such a bad taste in my mouth.
Oh, your guy Luke.
I understand.
I just because I never my stepdad was into that, and he would he never let me read them, and now that I'm getting the chance to read it after seeing that, I'm just like. But then I watch Book of Boba Fett, and like you were telling earlier, Danny, he tells Grogu, "Get up,
Mhm.
always get up." Like that's Luke, man.
Yeah.
But I honestly
Yeah.
teared up when Book of Boba Fett was horrendous, but that scene was
Yeah, it wasn't so great.
that scene almost made me cry. I'm not gonna lie. That's Luke, man. Sorry.
Are we gonna do a That's My Luke show? Is that what?
Yes.
Or not
Yes.
my Luke show?
I will pay money to do that episode.
I'm trying to stick with the Sith, but we're getting into why things should be Sith, and I think that's an interesting thing that this show's starting to do. Not by design; it's just kind of happening.
Dark
The
Empire
hope-
Volume 1. He was a Sith. We can go over him. He was.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
He was.
Indeed.
That's EU, and according to the Grand Poobah, are
Hey.
you sure you have enough content for a show? I said,
You know,
buddy,
you
we
know
do.
what? EU canon. It's just Star Wars content.
It's content, man.
Like what you like. It's all
Agree.
good.
Man, at the end of the day, It's all Star Wars,
Yeah, it's
whether you like it or not. So enjoy it.
yeah. I'm not one of those sequel haters that's like, oh, Favreau and Filoni, they're not gonna lead into the sequels. I'm not that type of copium. They're there. Shout out to the people that like them. I'm glad you like them, and I'm glad you're in the Star Wars. Just not my Luke Skywalker.
So you can tell the pulse of a movie, show, whatever, by the action figures being sold. Do you know what the least purchase action figure was for 2021? I think it was. In the Star Wars universe, it was Boba Fett's buddy. What was her name?
Fennec?
Fennec Strand. Yeah, Strand, whatever. Yeah. The least purchase.
Really?
And she was a cool character. I liked her as a character, but a fandom was like, "Oh, you're just throwing this person in like a sidekick." And after watching it, I was like, "Yeah, she just kind of plugged in as a sidekick. They did her wrong. They could have done a lot more with her." From the main characters throughout all series, the least selling action figure, main characters, Rey. Nobody was buying Rey action figures, man. And I attribute that to like people don't want to, like, I'm not as a kid gonna buy a Rey doll or action figure and shoot again. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I like Luke. I was a Luke guy. This is nothing about female man. Like, it's just the character I could not relate to. I had a real hard time relating to. And again, I love you, Daisy. It's not you.
Yeah, hey, Daisy Ridley, I feel for you.
I need this to go viral right now. Look, Cameron's like Daisy. Like, he said Daisy, and he doesn't even like
Cameron
those
said.
Yeah,
Cameron.
I'm not.
But
I don't
can respect what she did.
Yeah, I do not envy the position they put you in. It is unfortunate, but
Daisy Ridley, come on this show, and let's talk, please. I mean,
there was like a dark side version of Rey, so that's kind of
100%.
I don't like.
They look
I don't,
kids.
I don't like the teeth though. They did the little.
What? Who is this? Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Zila Hello from Dublin. That's cool.
All of the series.
I have tons of
Dublin Island.
I got an Irish flag literally right there.
That's impressive. Not liking it all as a whole. That's true hater commitment right there.
Being able to watch it all and then not like it all. That is like true commitment.
100%.
Like you don't like Empire, bro.
Like you gave it the chance.
No, I think he means all the series.
Oh, yeah. Star Wars
shows.
movie series. Never liked them. Oh, okay. Yeah,
I think that's what he's saying.
Non-Mando season 1, I can vibe with that. I can understand.
Rebels was good.
What'd you say?
I said Rebels was good.
Rebels was good.
Rebels had cool lore
season
stuff.
2.5. Through.
Yeah, it took about
It took about a season and a half for me to kind of really. I was just watching it because I felt like I had to, and then I was crying with Kanan. Like guys, when you listen, I saw a meme that's like when people say Star Wars is for kids, and then they show that clip. And all right, do we need to play that clip? So this is where I just don't. I cannot imagine a fully trained Jedi master doing what he did because he would not have been in that situation. And I don't know how to articulate that other than the experiences and whatnot of a Jedi master. He would not have been in that situation where they would have all died. That's just my opinion on that. So yes, he saved, but I don't think they would have been there.
Honestly, I hate that comment. Star Wars is for kids. I mean, Star Wars is for everybody.
It is.
Know what I mean?
It is. What's his name? Kanan.
Kanan Jarrus.
Kanan saves.
I forgot his kid name.
There we go. We'll play this clip
Caleb.
And then we'll start.
Oh, it was Caleb.
Caleb
Doom.
Doom.
Because the
Caleb Doom. What about?
It was I was thinking that Leonardo DiCaprio meme from what was that movie he was in where he's like on the couch and he's pointing when he.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
When he shows up in the Bad Batch episode 1, I was like, whoa!
Yeah. That was good.
Okay, here we go. Maybe. I can't find it. How come I can't find this?
Kanan Jarrus death scene.
You got it? You find it?
Spoilers.
No. Spoilers.
I need
Spoilers.
to find it. I don't know why I can't find this. I look for this all the time.
I mean,
Kanan-
we already
Save-
spoiled he dies, but we're gonna show the clip.
I'm gonna
It's
show
that-
the clip.
Easy. Kanan.
Okay, here we go.
You get it?
Kanan dies like a boss. I think that's the one I'm gonna click because that looks cool.
Oh my God, Dana's gonna show us a TikTok edit on the YouTube show.
Hold
No,
on.
not the TikTok.
Kanan. Oh wait, hold on. This isn't Kanan. This is like from 50 Cent's Power show. Oh, I'm sorry. that's
Disney
not-
XD has it. Disney XD has it. Like, are you
Here
sure
we
you're
go, I
searching
got it.
the right
Got
things?
it.
It's the first
got
thing
it.
that came up.
Pause. Here we go.
I'm here.
You
I'm
guys
ready.
there? We good?
Dana doesn't know where he's at on YouTube right now.
Yeah,
What?
I searched up Kanan Jarrus death and I got it first.
Yeah, Zane found it in 5 seconds.
You got it?
I'm squinting at you. I'm not even clicking anything right now.
I can send you the link if you need it.
How about this one? Okay, here we go. It's 3 minutes, so enjoy. And then we're gonna wrap up and get out.
But
Target that fuel pod, now!
But sir, the fuel.
I gave you a direct order.
Oh, Dana. Oh, it doesn't let me do closed caption. Oh my God, this right here, man. This right here.
oh, nice tag.
One of the most underestimated, most powerful Jedi on the freaking universe. Could you imagine if he had had training?
But would he be that powerful with training? Or did it take his experiences to get him there?
Yeah. So that's a good point. I believe in that moment, there really was no Jedi. It was just Kanan.
Just was.
And it was Kanan having a passion for his friends, his lover, and wanting to save them all. That was a tough scene to watch. When you first watch it the first time, if you know, spoiler alert, as Cam says, if you haven't seen it, sorry, it's like freaking 7-8 years old now, whatever.
Oh, still watch it.
But yeah, still watch it. It just, I think it's the culmination of kind of, yes, this is what a Jedi is, kind of, but I think it's also, this is what a person could be if they were a little more well-rounded than just wholly a Jedi. Just my thoughts. Doesn't mean I'm right. So, yeah, great scene. You know, we'll go ahead and close this out because we've been on for like 2 hours. This is the longest show we've ever done.
Water is screaming.
Yes. I only had one glass of wine because of that, because of what happened last time when I had to run after the show was over. So one of the things I forgot to do because I was trying to run after the show was over last week was talk about all of our great shows on the Geek News Now network, and we have plenty of them. Tomorrow night you can, or sorry, Thursday night you watch Cantina Happy Hour on Thursday. No, Is it? Yeah, Candy Happy Hour on Thursday. I do this every time. And then of course a whole slew of shows. MCU Mondays. Freaking I don't Geek Gauntlet. Maybe still working through that. There's Cam and folk. He released something I think just at the end of last month. I think so he's got a new thing up. Cam's been pretty active. Just all kinds of stuff. I'm trying to work with Mark over on the sabers and lightsabers and Captain's Log and lightsabers. Isn't that
You
it?
mean John?
John.
Mark
Who
is
did I say?
War of the Stars.
Yes,
That's Mark.
both. Trying to get some cross me on there or them over here. So working actually with War of the Stars is yes, and lightsabers is John. Okay, I got it. Yeah, Mark is the other one. Yeah. Mark had the show for a while with his daughter, Through the Eyes of a Child, or the Star Wars Through the Eyes of a Child, which was super cool. Can't wait for that to get back up at some point too.
That sounds awesome.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. They were watching the stuff with his daughter, and they would talk about it. It was really cool.
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars. Yeah,
Oh.
that's what they were going through. No, hey, everyone that joined and talked through Josiah, Zila, whoever else. I think we had another person actually make a comment in there. I don't know who.
Eli.
Woods. It was Woods.
Yeah.
She made a comment.
There you go. Eli. Thank you all for watching. There is next week on our show, we will have Stephanie Ross. She is the contestant that was on the floor. She's a huge Star Wars nerd and super trivia buff. We're going to have her join. She is going to be able to join for the whole show. If she would have joined tonight, she would have only had to been here for about 10 minutes. And I said, And she said, So we'll do a full show with her on it. Not sure what our topic will do. What?
Is it a trivia show?
So I don't know yet. I don't want to pop that on her without talking to her, but I think it'd be cool to maybe get some audience participation in advance and come up with a couple of questions that she doesn't know we're going to ask and try to stump her. She's freaking smart, man. I can't wait. So I'll talk to her about that and see if she'll be up for that. So Stephanie Ross from the floor, she'll be here and probably talk a little bit about Rob Lowe too, because why wouldn't you? It's Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
I got a guy crush on him. I don't care. Bromance or whatever. He's just, it's those eyes. They just kind of squint a little and smile at you.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be a bromance if he was giving you something back.
100%. Maybe one of those like long front hugs, like just nice. Okay. Rob Lowe, you want to be on the show? Give me a call. Or come over. We'll do this live, and I'll give you a big hug. Awesome.
Dana loves Rob Lowe.
He's got a pool.
Make it a hashtag.
It's actually Chris Hemsworth. But anyways, I mean, I don't know. No, we have a lot of stuff. Yes, I did for real shoot out an article today about my thoughts, and they're kind of neutral because I had just seen it, and now that I've had time to digest it, I probably would change a couple of things in my article, being influenced by the lot of you guys. But no,
we'll be wrong, Dana. We'll be wrong. Right. We'll be wrong.
What a great show tonight. Hopefully. Thank you guys. This was super fun. We will do this next week, and we will have Stephanie on. Not sure what the format will look like. Maybe something a little different, and that would be fun too. Anything else you guys want to add before we head out? Well, I got a couple of plugs. So I saw these old commercials come back up. Do you remember the PSAs? Debbie, you might remember this. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Yes.
And I looked down, and it literally Central Time is 10 o'clock. So with that, yes, Debbie, you did remember, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like these actors and actresses, like, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? You're a terrible parent. What? They're at the mall doing whatever. All right.
The ball at 10?
Oh, that's true. Well, that's what they said. That's what I was doing. Wait. He had to throw that in one last time. Oh, Josiah. That's great. All right. We're done. Thank you guys for joining. The 4 of you still watching. I don't know why. I hope you're enjoying yourselves or not. But we appreciate it. Seriously, Rob Lowe, Daisy Ridley, call me. We'll talk. With that, guys, thank you, Zane, Debbie, and Cam. We will see you all next week with Stephanie Ross, episode 30. Y'all, 30 episodes next week. Come join us. And remember, peace is a lie. There's only passion. But don't believe the lies that you tell yourself. Have a good night.